What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody had a good day, good weekend. Everybody saw the fight. You know, so just had to come back with a heater, man. You know, enough for the entertainment. Back to the real talk. Back to actuality. We got to get back to the meat and potatoes of life, man. You know, can't sit around and play all day. So we back, of course. You back with your host DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Y'all know what it is. So shout out to y'all. I hope everybody join a day tonight on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We're gonna be talking about pro-black women who hate black men. Pro-black women who hate black men. Now, I'm expecting to see the spinoff of the show, pro-black men who hate black women. That's cool. But tonight we're gonna talk about the pro-black women who hate black men. The ones who claim to love their people so much, but hate the black man. Let's start off, and I'm gonna say there's not no attacks against no black women in particular. This is just a very good conversation that I feel is needed because these are some of the reasons why we don't have a black community. We don't have a conscious community. That shit y'all call a community is, you know, but this is why. Because we have a lot of pro-blacks that hate each other. That's just the truth. The self-hatred that we claim to perpetuate is against one another. Male against male, female against female, and male against female. But when we greet each other, it's hey sis, hey brother. But a lot of us really just hate each other, and we just got to be honest with ourselves. And this is why tonight we're going to have this conversation, and as y'all can see, if y'all just tuning in, I have two sisters here tonight, and they're going to chime in on this subject, and we're going to have a healthy discussion. I feel like women are definitely important, very much important. I feel like they are they are the reasons why, us men strive to be something in life. I'm gonna just be real. So a lot of us pro-black men, you know, it's hard for us to find women to accept us because we're not the typical guy. We're not the typical just go to the movies and Netflix and chill and we do shit like that, but that's not us. That's not all we're composed of. A lot of us are rigid. when it comes to having relationships. I'm gonna say intimate relationships, because it's hard for women. I get a lot. It's hard for women to get along with us. They always think we're unhappy. We're always angry. And it's not that we angry. It's not that we're unhappy. It's just that we understand that a lot of Black women will not accept us type of men. They won't accept it. And if they do, they'll find a way to always condemn who you are. And this is why I think this topic is important, because these same women that I'm describing are the same women who are in the conscious community. These are the same women who despise, on the low, despise conscious men. They look down on conscious men. They look they they look to exploit pro-Black men, because your average pro-Black man, he may fall short in a lot of categories, that he's going to be strong in others, and a lot of our quote unquote pro-Black women, they're not they don't fully have their shit together, so they quick to try to pick apart the pro-Black man and say, oh, well, you need to have this, you need to have that, why don't you have this, why don't you have that? And this is a problem. This is a problem. Why does this exist? Why does this divisiveness between the pro-Black woman and the Black man exist on that level, if we truly understand what we're up against? So tonight, we're going to talk about this. We're going to get in depth, because I have two Black women on the panel that are pro-Black, and I want to ask them some questions. I want to get to understanding how they view things, how they view Black men, good and bad, and I believe I got the right women for this. I know they're going to be honest. I got my brother on the panel. I know he's going to bring something to the table that's very pertinent. So shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Shout out to everybody. And
Peace to everybody. Peace, boss.
Peace Conscious, what's going on?
What up? What up? I'ma mute
Peace,
myself.
guys.
I'ma mute myself, y'all. What's up to the chat? I'ma mute myself. I'm twisting up that pain, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Everyone in the chat.
Hello, everyone in the chat. I can't see it right now, but hey to everybody.
What's going on? What's going on?
I hope my background isn't too loud, but I'm ready for those questions. Yes, one.
Yeah, so um being that you said that, um what do you think of what do you think is the role of a pro-Black woman? And I'm not saying the role of a pro-Black woman in a pro-Black movement, but
Mm,
what is her role to her man who's pro-Black?
got it. Um, you know, I'm I'm a big believer. That you know the woman, does have, important, and just as, important and powerful role as the, the man, the black man. So I just feel like, as a pro-black woman, the best, things that you can do, is be, supportive, loving, and speak your mind. Especially if you have, a pro-black man as a counterpart, that, loves you, and, wants his woman, to speak her mind, and flourish, as much as he flourishes, and prospers as much as he prospers. I believe that, you know, you can be that voice of, stability, that voice of discernment, that voice of encouragement. I'm saying, that voice of, love and support. And just sometimes, I'm saying, like, you have to play as, like that, that support that keeps him balanced. You might see him kind of, getting a little, beside himself. You might have to pull him back down to earth, and let him, realize what it is, his, his purpose, and what, why he's in the movement that he's in, why he believes the way he believes, and he's to do the same for you. I look at it as being, equal roles, and, I look at it as being equally as, important, for the conscious black man to be that for his queen as well. So,
I definitely agree with that. And you know, that was good stuff. Great answer. What about you, Sonia?
But I would like to say, if you can hear me clearly,
Yeah, we can hear you.
but I would first like to say, if you hand the pants back to the man and let him wear them, then you can also nurture him. You don't have to always be the one to be, you know, head of the household, but you could be the neck and he could be the head. Y'all can work as a team, and that's what people forget in the household. Teamwork makes a family flourish, as well
totally agree.
as, you know, a woman staying in her place, maintaining her feminism, her feminist ways, not feminist, feminism, as far as her feminist ways, keeping herself together, keeping herself up, her health, her body, everything maintained, his health, his body, making sure everybody in the family is eating right, keeping his mental. That's very important, as well as her mental. Talking, having conversations. Sometimes you need to ask the man, how does he feel? How was his day? What is going through his mind?
Yep.
Because these are things that's forgotten. Because just like women cry and hurt, they forget men hurt. Even though men may not cry, they cry
They cry
inside.
inside.
Woo, Lord, keep talking, Sonya.
And I just feel like if we could touch on brothers' mental more, it's not about being a faggot or none of that shit. It's about getting inside of your man and getting inside his emotions so he can deal with the world that's outside. Which, if we want to admit to it, there is a white supremacy world that he has to face differently from you. Not saying you don't have to face it, but he faces it
Exactly.
way differently from you. And in order for you to be able to provide for him to hit the workplace or any area that he has to hit in that world, you have to be his strength, and he has to come home to you, and you have to be able to nurture him mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's as far as diet, everything. So you can't just always be arguing or always be in the midst of what he don't do. It's about what can you do better to bring out in him. A lot of things can be complaints, but complaints can turn into, you know, complaints can turn into
Improvements.
obstacles.
Improvements.
Yeah, yeah,
You
obstacles
know.
overcome with the relationship. But lately, what I've been hearing, and I'm not bashing, I'm just saying lately I've been hearing what men don't do, and it's just like, how are we gonna get somewhere if we not trying to make it work or trying to even meet halfway? So that's my point of view.
totally
Good.
agree.
Yeah, that was great. That was very, very important. What you think, bro?
I mean, Sonya, I'm over here bee walking right now on the shit you saying, because a lot of women need to hear what you just said. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you said it.
Mhm.
The role of to me, not just a pro black woman, but a black woman, period. I mean, she is to take her place. You know what I'm saying? She is to move a certain type of way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And, what I'm noticing is, well, I ain't just notice it. I mean, you know, a lot of pro black women and just black women, period, they claim they not hurt. They claim that they not, a situation don't bother them. But you can just listen to it and off of the way that they talk too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of women out here that done, you know, is missing out on good men because they sitting around still, thinking about shit that they exes
Yes,
did.
boss. Preach, preach.
You know, you know what I'm saying? And any woman listening, watching, I'm talking to you. A lot of women running around here, like Sonya said, act like men ain't got booked. Act like men don't hurt. But this is one life we live, y'all. We gotta live. Who the fuck wants to die old without nobody because they still walking around with a pacifier in their mouth with their arms poked out about what somebody did a long time ago? You know what I'm saying? And you know, women get hurt a few times and they take that shit out on all black men. But they say
Agreed.
they don't, but they do.
When you
You know what I'm
find
saying?
like
And
you're
it's a lot, and
saying,
it's a lot of women
mhm.
that, and see, I'm gonna tell y'all sister something, and all the women that's listening, all that running around, not letting that old baggage go and shit like that. You know what God gonna do to you? What he's gonna do is, because he gonna be mad at you for all of the good men he sent your way, that you did everything you could to think and sabotage and pinpoint and all this other type of stuff. He's going to put somebody in your life, but it ain't going to be who you want. See, a lot of us don't understand when that man puts certain things in place for us, we have to take charge on it. Because guess what? If you saw you running around steady mad about what your baby daddies did or your ex-husbands did or the last nigga you was with did, guess what? You gonna take that shit out on a good man. And what God is going to do to get back at you, he's going to send the same motherfuckers that you tried to run away from. He's going to send them same motherfuckers back in your life.
Agreed. Agreed. When well, basically, mostly like the TV shows or mostly YouTube or maybe in your own hometown or community, you might see this detachment of man and woman. So when we're speaking about black love, right? So we want the swirl to stop. We want all this to stop. And the one thing we can't get is the unity to start. So the reason why we can't get the unity to start is because people are going one place and another's going another. Nobody's talking to each other. People are talking at each other. And it's about so many different like repetitive things, like things that do matter but are not the core of the problem. Like the core of the problem is before you handle white supremacy, you gotta become a unit. And you're not a unit. You're not a unit at all. If you bashing each other, a man and woman are bashing each other, then the white supremacy is able to divide and conquer. Therefore, you can't do nothing with the man but sit there and play on his woman because he can't protect her because y'all divided them. So you definitely could push the man out the way. And that's what they've done in the households, as we can see with the jail system, what they're doing to the children in the school system, what they're doing to women with their home, Section 8, and all the things that they've been complaining about. There's two types of videos going up. The women are saying that men are bashing them about Section 8 welfare and government set asides, and then the men are saying, guess what? You're not getting no more sperm. The separate videos. But what I'm hearing from both parties is hurt, hurt and detachment from feeling like I can't see my child unless I come around with this amount of money. I can't be in my child's life. I can't build my child unless I have this or I have that. Or the woman is saying, you don't want to see your child unless I got sex for you, or if I'm seeing someone else, or if he's seeing someone else. It's just so much standing in the way of the family unit, which that's what no one's paying attention to. But see, if you look at let's just take this, even though this family is a rich family. Let's just take this family into, like, cause look at the Trump family. Even though he married a bunch of bitches and had a bunch of hoes or whatever as his wife, right? He got all those children in that White House building over his dynasty of financially and eating off the plate inside the White House in his businesses and building with them. And he making sure everybody's eating on a whole team. And when you look at the White House and his whole cabinet, you see a bunch of white men sitting at that fucking table. You don't see no confusion. And that's the problem with us, is that we have confusion. We have to have someone white at the table. We have to give someone white to pat us on the back. We have to give someone
Yeah.
white approval. We have to have someone white in our bed. We have to be so fucking confused that we can't say, look, you're not doing what we trying to do. And what we're trying to do right now is fight white supremacy. And we're not trying to be confused. And since you're confused, brother or sister, we still love you, but we'll see you later because you're causing confusion. You're causing confusion for the little children. You're causing confusion for the adults. Because if you start, like, you sugarcoat shit for one person, then you're sugarcoating it for everybody. Once you cut the bullshit, you don't see, like, I'm just being very real here. You don't see the Chinese mix the fuck up when they trying to do something. You see them all unite, and they don't have no hat. I'm just being very real here. I don't mean to be derogatory. I'm just saying you don't see no Chinese with a Middle Eastern in the front of their fucking movement. They all fucking Chinese. They all Korean when there's something wrong. They all Asian all together when there's something wrong. But black people seem to be confused. Whenever there's something wrong, they gotta call on someone else and decide to put them in the front. Some white woman or some white man, somebody they sleeping with or something like that. And then it's like all of the groups that we do have, we can't go to change policy because the Jews have those in their pocket. So with that being said, everything is compromised. So now we're on YouTube and we hear a lot of people crying and whimpering about everything in the news. But what are we going to do about policy change? What are we going to do about our environment? And like you said, it goes back to the first little core of the seed, the family. First, we gotta deal with the family. All the families is messed up. All the women is arguing with the men. The men is arguing with the women.
Because everybody must know their role. And we got to realize that, it's a unit, and in that unit, no one has a greater role than the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's, part is just as important. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just like when you're dealing with, how the way a ship operates. Even though the captain is the head of the ship and he steers and everything, he wouldn't be shit without his crew. You understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like, we have to find happiness as black women, and pride with, in our role, and understand that just because the man is stronger than us, and he should be the number one, person out front, doesn't mean our role is lesser, doesn't take away our strength. We shouldn't, we need to stop trying to castrate him, and and put him, tie him down, and try to be him. We need to stop doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ain't no way you can sit up there and say that you're a pro black woman if you sitting up there hating on black men, period. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like, I know. Oh, go ahead.
now I'm glad you said that. So now let me ask y'all this. Does money dictate the leading role as a pro-black woman? As pro-black women, how important is finance? How important is a man having money and a man being able to take care of things? Because I see that's where the lines get blurred, especially when it comes to, the pro-black men, because a lot of pro-black men don't work in corporate America. They're not making six figures. Shit, they damn near, they could barely make $2,000-3,000 a month from their job. So what y'all think about that?
You want to take that first, Sonia?
Okay. Well, this is what I think about this. Financially, and if you want to look at statistically and our polls, black women are most educated and leading the bar in career, right? So they bring home the most. And that is due to the fact of the crack epidemic, the jail, all that stuff, the Reagan era, all the people they snatched. Every time they pass years down for black men, anything they do, pull them over, every little thing to take the black man out the house and put them into the jail prison system so they can run their industrial corporations. That's the honest truth about that. Now we got some knuckleheads. We ain't gonna sit there and talk about that, but we're gonna get to the point with the black man and the woman in economics. Now, if your man makes less than you, that don't mean you make him feel less than you. Because you know what a man could do? There's plenty of men that I know that if their wife is at work more than them, they're at home with the kids, they cook, they bring stuff to the table. So that's what I brought up before in the beginning when I was telling you about teamwork. Just because the income, you can always, like as a woman, usually us women, we're more corporate. We can handle, we got a little more computer skills. We have a little bit of thing as far as connections. You build your man up. If you hear about training, any program, certificate, you plumbing, you put your man on. You want him to make more money. Why don't you be the help? You understand what I'm saying? As
Straight
far as
up. Straight
resources
up.
to your man, you give resources to your man. You know what I mean? Like if you want more money in your household and you see your household is crumbling at the time, it ain't easy. No, it's not overnight. No, I'm not saying that. But you're not gonna be a fucking executive producer or executive in the office. No, because that's the way this fucking white supremacy is set up. But you can always go into business for itself, contracting, whatever may have you. But if you want to set that up for your man and you see that he's not getting handed no job skills and stuff out here, y'all stick your heads together. You say, all right, while he's down, this way he could do in the house. Baby, you look out for me in the house. You do this and that with the children. And on this end, we're going to handle this part economically and pull you up. That's teamwork. So as far
Exactly.
as
Yep.
that goes, you could start your man with a plumbing. He could be a plumber. All of a sudden, he could start having his own plumbers and help his brothers out. It's just so much stuff that people can do that they're not thinking outside the box of doing. It's not rocket scientists. The Italians do it. The Mexicans are doing it. And the Mexican wives stick right by their husband, and they do that. And sometimes the husbands be at home while their wife is a fucking nanny, and they don't talk shit to their
Mm,
husband. Okay, they're full
Full
time nanny,
time nanny.
spending the night, living practically with another family while their husband
Yep.
take care of the children full time. until they get a store or some money together, and they put the money together and they get a store. That's how they get the store. They work together.
And I bet she don't come home, and rub that in her husband's face either. Or when
No.
her husband, has, an idea or wants to stir the, steer the family, excuse me, in a different direction. I'm pretty sure she doesn't use, the fact that she's working, to say, no, I'm the head. I make all, the decisions and stuff like that. It's a partnership. It's about, making decisions together, for the greater good of the family, and I feel like, sometimes, you know, when black women have achieved all of their goals and everything, and they get success, they get a career, they lose sight of, even if a man makes less than you, he still can be your partner. He still can be a strong asset. He still can be the leader of your home, because you're the next generation. The children that you bear for him must see that, see a man in a leadership position. He must see, they must see that, because it's like, that's the way white supremacy has, like sculpted our reality. They made it to where they put the black woman up and above the black man, giving her all kind of perks and different things, and they have, done all kind of shit, to keep the black man, at a certain level, and that's below every, other, man, in other races or whatever. So I feel that we have to understand that as, black women, that even though we're successful, even though, we are like the number one, group of women who's graduating and getting this and getting that, we can't leave our men behind. We have to understand that, our future is nothing without him, and that we have to remind him that his place is in the forefront. We have to remind him that he is needed, he's wanted, he's loved, and his place is in the forefront. And we have to sometimes, like push our ego aside and realize, look, yeah, I'm bringing a little bit more to the table, financially, as my man is, but my role as his woman is to support him, is to encourage him, is to push him, is to hold him, up, and hold him down when he needs me to, support him and be that, strong pillar and backbone, so he can feel, that he can be all he can be as a leader for the family and for, his woman.
Okay, can I ask? I'm gonna ask both of y'all a question. Now, everything that both of y'all said was concrete. You know what I'm saying? Now, my question to y'all, black women, is how can the black man? I get what y'all saying, and that's how it's supposed to be. But how can the black man work with the black woman if the black woman don't trust the black man? You know what I'm saying? How can, you know, I mean, because the black man, you know, and this is just how I feel. He is one of the most misunderstood. He is the most one that everybody's going to point the finger at. He is the black man, is the one that nobody trusts, including his own women. You know what I'm saying? So how can a black woman work with a black man, honestly, if she's still walking around, you know what I'm saying, with spoiled apples in her backpack? I mean,
Well, see,
this is life. We only live one life. And, I didn't got finessed in my time.
mm,
Things didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to die a lonely man because of what some women who wasn't shit did at one point in time. I can't live like that. I can't pass up on good opportunities and pass up on good black women because of piece of shit black women. I can't do that. And I don't understand how other people can. So, you know,
Some women need to realize how to cut their losses. Some women need to realize, and it works, both ways. But tonight, focus on, what women could do better. And I just feel that, you know, sometimes people get so used to holding on to that hurt because they feel that it makes them stronger. They feel that it makes them more passionate. But all it does in the end is make you alone and even more bitter. And even more hurt. Because when God, like you said earlier, when the Most High trying to send you somebody, you so busy being stuck on stupid, and you're not even realizing that that's your blessing. And that ties into what me and Sonya just got finished saying is you know that makes you dismiss a guy if he ain't making the same amount as you. So it's like I think as black women, you know we both as black women and men have been hurt with everything that we have been through in this country. If you believe that we were brought to this country, in this country when the white motherfuckers came to this bitch, we both have been fucked over. And it's about learning to get over that pain, get over whatever pain that you have, whatever rotten apples, like you said, boss. Throw that shit out. That shit, if you ain't gonna make no moonshine, nigga, or no hooch, you know what I'm saying, or some, jailhouse juice out of that bitch, then you throw that shit out. You don't need that bullshit because that's gonna stop you from, you know, progressing. That's gonna stop you from, freeing up space, for, what God is trying to bless you with and send into your life. And I feel like as black women, we kind of let that pain fester within us and we feel that it makes us stronger. But what it does, it makes us bitter. It makes us bitter to the taste, bitter to the touch, bitter to the feel, to where it's like, don't nobody want to, be around you. Don't nobody want to fucking, try to even penetrate that hard shell that you built around yourself to get, to the sweet side of you. You know what I'm saying? And we have to realize that shit hinders us. It hinders us more than it makes us strong. Because black women, and black, men, but black women are the most, resilient. You know what I'm saying? We are the most resilient, people. As in our sex. You know what I'm saying? We're the most resilient people. The black woman has been through so many things and had to suffer in silence. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we not only do we deal with inherited pain, from the women, who have gone on before us, we also deal with the pain of our daily lives. And I think, we don't realize that, just like, the Most High created us, to be a partner, to, our man, he created, created him, and his, purpose is also to be a partner to us. We can't do this shit by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot do this shit by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need, someone who is going to help you, with that load and that burden. And I think if we realize that you do need somebody, you are going to have to open up. You are going to have to push that baggage out, to the side or out the window or whatever. Get rid of it, because you're going to knock your own blessings. You're going to trip over your own shit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to trip over your own shit. You're going to hinder your own self. And you're going to stop, the Most High from sending you someone who, can help you get past that.
Yeah. And
So,
sometimes, I'm gonna say this because I had to learn this myself. And I'm gonna say this to the pro black women who have a problem with dealing with us black men. Sometimes your blessing is your lesson. Sometimes the bullshit dudes in your life was to teach you a lesson. Because I feel like a lot of women get caught up with bullshit dudes because they strayed away from the lessons they were taught when they were young. Your mother taught you not to fuck with drug dealers. Your mother told you say no to drugs. Your mother told you say no to alcohol. Your mother's told you to come in the house at a certain time. So when you start disobeying these certain things, that's how you get caught up with certain types of people. So that's how a lot of women get caught up with these dudes because you started straying away from the shit you was taught. And I know
Also, there's a lot of
sometimes
mothers that didn't teach that too, DS1.
that's that's
There's a
that's
lot
true
of
too.
mothers that
There is a lot of
grandfather
women.
their grandfather their hatred towards the father of their child and put it on the child, and the child wound up being a teen parent the same way they did. They didn't foundate from the teach and pass down to the child like you're saying no.
Yeah, I
You
agree
know,
with that. That's true too.
if I may, I do want to address a comment in the chat box really quickly and really briefly. Um, it kind of went like why does black women have to be humble, stay quiet, and whatever. I don't remember the rest, but I'm gonna just speak for myself as a black woman. Considers herself conscious. Um, Me personally, I'm not telling any black woman to be quiet. I'm not telling any black woman to, I don't know, carry her cross in silence and, get in the corner and just stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling no black woman to do that. I'm telling, the black woman, I'm not just telling, black women, period. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to Sonia. I'm talking to, all ages of black women that's out there, you know what I'm saying, still learning because I'm still learning, but, I see it, that the greater scheme is, you know, they don't want to see us together. They don't want to see us past a certain point. And when I say they don't want to see us, they don't want to see black men and women together as a unit. Certain, past a certain, point. What you think COINTELPRO was for? You know what I'm saying? What you think the war on drugs was for? Like, what you think them bringing drugs into the community, and then, starting a war on drugs was for? Like, what do you think Rex 84 is for? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, quiet black op type, fucking programs, and, things, in the government to keep black people from procreating, from, building our numbers, from getting stronger and being units and being a force against them motherfuckers. They want to keep us asleep. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us fighting amongst each other. But when you realize what the greater scheme is, and that's to keep us apart, you as a black woman are supposed to, you know, it's like nobody's telling you to be quiet, but you have a role, and your role is to be next to him. Your role is to support him. His role is to be next to you. His role is to protect you, to support you. You know what I'm saying? It works hand in hand. We're just addressing black women right now. We're just, as black women, we're just telling, other black women, like, look, you know what I'm saying? This baggage, yes, everybody been hurt. Yes, people deal with hurt in their lives differently. Some people cut themselves. Some people self-medicate. People do all kind of shit to get over pain. You know what I'm saying? Lord, I know I done been through a lot in my little young life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my mid-20s. I done been through a lot. You'll never know what the fuck I done been through. But I know that I need a good black man by my side though. I know that I need that. I know that's how the most high wanted to be. So if that's what I know that the most high, wants for my life, and he sent me a good black man, then I'm gonna do whatever I need to do as a good black woman to support him, to love him, to encourage him, to nurture him. And he does the same for me because he's a good black man. And that's what we're supposed to do as a unit so that we can raise strong children in the future to fight against this fucking racism, white supremacy. I'm not telling black women to be quiet. Never be quiet. Because a real, black man and a good black man is gonna let you speak your mind. is gonna let you be heard and gonna want you to be heard and encourage you to be heard.
Exactly.
So, that's to the sister, or that's to the sister or the brother or the brother who left the comment.
Definitely. We definitely encourage women to speak. This is why, I got two commendable black women to speak on this subject. So it
And I
doesn't
appreciate
look like,
that. Thank you so much.
no problem. But I didn't want this to be a show where it looked like black men just bashing black women. So I needed the balance here. So let me just touch on, you know, that comment too. We don't encourage our women to be quiet. We don't encourage our women to be docile or weak, because the things that black men have to endure, we cannot have a weak woman on the side of us. We cannot have a woman who won't speak up. You see? Because see, a lot of times when you see a lot of these things that's happening to black men, like Philando Castile, his woman spoke up. You see? He was doing the right thing, but he had a woman who spoke up. So we need our women to speak up. We need that. We don't encourage women to be quiet and sit in the corner and do none of that. See, what we have to understand as black people, we have to we have to detox ourselves of the white patriarch system and stop, you know, relating it to us, because we just live in that system. We just live in the system. We didn't choose to live in the system. So stop thinking that, you know, we treat our women the way white men treat their women. They treat their women like pets. Now, I know we see a couple of black fools running around doing the same shit, but the majority of us, we don't want our women to sit in the corner. We want our women to flourish. But like these sisters said, flourish as being a woman. And in the context of being feminine, not being masculine. Speaking up for yourself is not feminine or masculine. That's just speaking up for yourself as a person. You have some children who speak up for themselves. So, stop thinking that when we say a woman needs to be feminine, that we're demeaning her or we're degrading her down to sitting in a corner and shutting up, because that's not what black men mean. We don't mean that. We want our women to remain feminine. That's all we want. The same woman that lay next to us at night when we about to do our thing, that's the same woman we want coming in from work. You see? I don't want you, good night, baby. And then when you come in the house, what's going on here? Why the house look like this? Why da, 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 da? That's what we don't want. And I'm pretty sure our women wouldn't want us to act like that either. So, like these sisters is saying, man, we need to work on repairing the relationship. And if pro-black women understand white supremacy so much, if y'all women understand white supremacy the way y'all do, y'all will start working on healing yourselves and detoxing yourselves from the bullshit. Because, like I said, a lot of things that we went through, whether they were very tragic, they are lessons in life. If you didn't die and you're still here to talk about it, you should learn from it. Earth is a school. It's a school. So the moment you stop learning is the moment you die. So we need to focus on healing from our situations. Our Black women need to start to understand and start to look at what happened in certain situations that you were in control in. Not someone taking advantage of you or anything like that. I'm talking about the men you choose in your life. Those are your decisions. So if you keep picking ain't shit dudes, that's your fault. You can't keep blaming the dude because you picked them. You could have passed him on and went to somebody else. And y'all have to stop holding yourselves hostage to bad decisions, Black women. Stop doing it. Like my brother said, stop walking around with them sour apples in your backpack. Because a lot of us Black men, you know, we can see that. We can see why, you know, a lot of Black women act the way they act. Because they're acting out of anger, they're acting out of depression, you know? And what it's doing is it's turning a lot of young Black men off. Because when I talk to the young Black men, they don't trust Black women because of the things they hear Black women say about them. You know? So a young Black guy has trouble with trusting and being faithful to Black women because of the things they hear. If you 14, 15 years old and all you hearing is niggas ain't shit, niggas ain't shit. I mean, when you get with a woman, the first thing you're gonna think is she's sitting around saying, I'm not shit. And this fucks up the whole dynamic of the relationship. And like the sister said, this is why we cannot correctly combat white supremacy. Because white supremacy is ruling our relationship. Because that's what white supremacy is designed to do, to ruin the relationships and the dynamics of people. You see?
Yep.
So we need our pro-Black women, the women who claim they love us so much, to not just understand what we go through in theory, because a lot of y'all women just speaking about some shit y'all read in the book. A lot of y'all are not speaking from firsthand experience, and I can tell by the way y'all speak. See, I can tell these women that's on this panel, they've dealt with Black men and dealt with their issues and sat with their issues and discussed the issues with these men. A lot of you other pro-Black women, I can hear that you despise the shit that Black men do. But y'all claim y'all understand it. But did y'all sit down and have a discussion with them about it? See, I could tell these women have. And see, if you never sat down with a Black man and asked him why he cheat on women, ask him why he call women bitches, ask him why he call women hoes. Did you ask him that? Did you sit down with your man and say, you know, why do y'all Black men, you know, why y'all think like that about us? Just to have a conversation. Do y'all pro-Black women have those type of heart-to-hearts with y'all men, if y'all have any? Because see, a lot of y'all don't have no man. So a lot of y'all just are looking from the outside. Y'all not understanding the dynamics of these men. Y'all just judging them from the outside. You see? So what you saying the white supremacists are doing to us, you're doing it too.
Yeah.
You're doing it too. What's up, sis?
It's projection too. You know, um, sometimes we can have a bad habit of projecting, past mistakes or, past hurts, on the next person. Um, or, even if it's, it was probably like a father figure that hurt you, you know, um, you can end up projecting that on to all men that you come encounter with, come encounter with, excuse me, that look like your father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, um, it can be that guy could have, been, the one for you, and because he looked like someone who, who hurt you in the past, you don't want nothing to do with him. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop letting our hurt, and our pain, rule us. That don't mean don't pay attention, to how we feel. That don't mean, that we shouldn't. You want to say something, boss? Okay, I guess not. But that don't mean we shouldn't,
Oh, nah, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I
That
mean,
okay.
one word that would explain that, it's a big word that is called paranoia.
That too. That too. But I think for the most part, it could be paranoia, but it could be being too cautious. What you gotta, you have to have caution, when dealing, with people, and learning how to, navigate in certain situations when the first, time you did something, it ended up wrong or ended up, bad. But that's, all a part of learning from it. Learning from your mistakes or learning from past traumas. Um, it's just like, you know, I I would I would have missed out, on a good man, if I would have let what the previous guy do rule me. I chose to not let, that hurt overpower, the love that this new, man was willing to give me. And I think, that we project a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we see, because like one thing I know is just like, we might listen as black women, here on YouTube, we might listen to Tommy Sodomizers and other guys, like that, and be like, all niggas ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, will we want black men to listen to a fucking shit. Um uh, shoot. Listen to a freaking Brooklyn Blue or a CK and be like, okay, well, all black women ain't shit, and then just stop it there? No. Like, we don't want that shit, so we got to stop doing that shit too, especially here on YouTube. Because it's like, look, I'm not a fan, of, men like, Tommy. I even hate saying his name, especially, saying it on this platform. But, it's like, that don't mean every, man on black man on YouTube is Tommy. Because it's like DS1, I got much love for him. Boss, I got much love, for him. And it's like, these men are nothing like Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'll get your ass together. Yeah, they're gonna tell you, what I'm saying, what it is, how they feel about, black men or women, what I'm saying? But it's like they're nothing like them. So if you know what I'm saying, you can't judge, them like they're on his, on a Tommy, or any other, guy that talks like them. You can't judge, these men on their level. And we gotta stop doing that as well. We can't just throw everybody out. We don't want black men to do that to us, so we can't do that to them. You know what I'm saying? That's like pretty much what I'm trying to say. Like, we can't do that, to black men. There's a lot of good, black men, but because their voices are louder, or they get more views and they get more, and they have a bigger platform, don't, take away from, just the chivalry, what I'm saying, that, DS1 or Boss, may exude. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, keep that in mind as black women here on YouTube as well. There's positive black men that you can tune in and listen to.
Definitely, definitely. Got something to add, boss?
I mean, definitely, like she said, I mean, we only live one life. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, can you imagine somebody telling you that they went through life and ain't never been hurt? Could you believe that that type of perfect person exists? Can any of y'all in the chat, T Duck, D Red, have y'all ever met somebody surfing? Everybody in the chat, can y'all say that y'all met somebody who said that they done been through life and ain't never been hurt? So with that being said, this life, this life that we live, the black man and black woman, this life that we live, hurt is a part of life. Disappointments is a part of life. Letdowns is a part of life.
Exactly,
but
bro.
some of y'all out there, y'all think y'all was just supposed to go through life and just wasn't supposed to experience anything. No type of hurt. Every woman you met never did you wrong. Every man you met never did you wrong. I know that's how some of y'all think, but this is life. So it ain't.
And bro,
And bro,
I'm a,
I'm a,
I'm a keep it a
I'm gonna keep
thousand.
it a thousand.
Who the fuck is any of us to think we too good to not go through shit? Who is you not to get your
To get
feelings
your
hurt, woman? Who is you, man, not to get your feelings hurt? You see, we got to get the hell out of our egos and stop smelling our own asses. Thinking we so special, we can't get our feelings hurt. Thinking we so cute that somebody won't want somebody over you. You see, we got to humble ourselves. Like somebody put in the chat, humility. You see, humility don't means being quiet. You know, humility is realizing that you are not bigger than anybody or anything in the universe. You are a part of it. You see?
Yes, yes. Preach, preach.
You see?
Hallelujah.
A lot of us think because we're humans, that's not supposed to happen to me. I'm a nice woman. How he hurt my feelings? You know how many nice people get their feelings hurt every day? I done held the door for plenty women who didn't say thank you. My feelings was hurt. But did that make me stop holding the door? You see? We have to get out. We got to stop smelling our own asses, man. You see? And a lot of our pro-black women are hurt. They hurt. And they take it out on the black man. And you know what they say? Nigga, you should be able to deal with it because you a man. Well, how much can any person take? Fuck me being a man. Look at me as a person. You see, a lot of pro-black women like to say, "Oh, black men want to control us. Y'all want us to be quiet and sit in the corner." Okay, but then when you want to emasculate that man, then what do he say to you? You see, what happens when the roles are reversed? You see,
True, true. A lot of things that I want to interject into the conversation is, I noticed since we be on YouTube, I'm not a YouTuber at all. I just might chime in here and there. But what I'm seeing as far as YouTubers or people that do put out content and they have maybe a hangout on discussions, a lot of things maybe like this one word is blown out of proportion, and it's called simp. Now, yeah, we do have a lot of simps, which is men that pander to women for the wrong reasons. Maybe the reasons of getting the drawers, the panties, or whatever may have you, or the pat on the head. But not all men are simps because negotiating with women. And that's the confusion that has been brought since it's so popular. It has been brought out and used against men. They can't speak on what they feel or have to say. And what we have to clap to is the fact that we still have heterosexual men left that are willing to speak on black women issues or unity with black women, because we got a lot going on out here where if these women are chasing the dollar, the man who has mm, the rap career, the football career, the basketball career, or whatever shows they watching, or he might be in the conscious community getting a lot of money, and he might go to Hollywood after getting the money. I won't say no names, but anyway, that type of dude is too into himself to even be with you. You understand what I'm saying? Is a lot comes with that career and with that money. That sometimes money is what we need as a necessity, but money is not what should rule the relationship. Ruins the relationship because you can have a man with a lot of money and he, let's say he has to make that money. He's not going to be home. So you could be in a big ass house, sound at all. You don't have no real relationship with him, no real bond with him because he's on the go because he has to make that money. See, that's the part that these women that are being looked up to and held up to a certain standard that have these rich men or get these, that's the part they don't talk about. The part where they're lonely. And even with the guy who has the 9 to 5, or he's working 2 jobs just to maintain family, sometimes they don't get time with their wife or their children because they're trying to keep a roof over their head, worried about bills, worried about trying to maintain the family structure and economics, build in the family. And these things are all factors that both parties of the relationship have to look at and say, where can we find time for family? Where can we find time to meet up with each other and discuss how we feel inside and how we're going to, be a team, how we're going to remain a team? Because if you don't have these conversations, the whole family can fall apart and you can meet someone else. There's a lot of things that can have spaces that you do not want, or a car accident, or something can happen where your whole fucking family's wiped the fuck out in one day. So every day is important. And complaining is, yeah, you're gonna complain. Nobody, no woman could sit there and say she can't complain. That's bullshit. But you're gonna complain. But sometimes you need to take time out from complaining and nurturing. It's not about being a simp or homosexual or no shit like that. It's about sometime you need to cut your yelling down and say, how are you doing? Because it's very rare. Like I have a lot of male friends. They tell me nobody be asking them how they doing. That's very, very rare. Like they might say, what's up? But do they really care what's up? You know what I mean? I'm really being real here about the mental of a black man, of him being able to voice how he feel inside or his gripes or what he's going through throughout the day. Do anybody have ears to listen to those struggles or those things that's deep down that might bring out the negativity within him? And as you said before, boss, when you brought up trust, see, I don't trust no fucking body, but to be able to get into the marriage, or you're gonna get married, you have to be able to be with somebody and able to open up that. See, some men ain't gonna, not every man is gonna be like my husband and try to beat down the wall to get into you. So sometimes you have to give a brother a chance. So that way can we open your ear. Sometimes we don't listen. We talk too damn much. And we don't hear what the man's saying or what he wants from us and what he wants to give us. or what he see as a future with us. So in order to provide the trust, we have to provide the ears to listen so we can see what he has to offer us so we can trust him. That's all I see with that.
Compromise, and sacrifice, as the two most important things besides love, and understanding in a relationship. You got to be willing to compromise. You got to be you got to be willing to meet, your partner halfway. I laugh because I was about to start singing that song, but I ain't gonna do it. um, and you have to be able to sacrifice, man. Like you gotta realize that, it's like, you're not gonna get a perfect person. We all hurt people. Hurt people tend to hurt people. We all, bruised, misused, and abused and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just, that's growing up. You know what I'm saying, in America. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. For us. And plus we have a long lineage, of hurt and pain and all that. So you're not gonna get somebody that's perfect. And it's like, honestly, you know, when I was young and I seen, that my mom was a single mother and my father was in jail, I was like probably like 11 or 12, and I was like, you know what, I'm, you know, I was already preparing, to be a single mother. I already was like, I'm gonna be the mother and the father. I'm gonna, whatever my child needs. I don't care if the man's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like sometimes black women do prepare at a young age to be by themselves, and we don't know how to turn that shit off when we have a good man that presents himself in our life and says, no, I'm here to help you. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to, carry that with you, or take it from you and you just walk behind me while I'm carrying it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, what I'm saying, we don't see that shit because we have, been taught to be so strong and so, I hate to use it, but independent, and what I'm saying, we already be setting ourselves up for failure because of the hurt and the pain, that we either experience or that was passed down to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to learn, as black women that, yeah, we are strong. That is one of our strengths, but just like Boss said, being humble, or DS1, I can't remember, I'm sorry. But being humble isn't a bad thing. You know, um, it's sometimes, your humility is what attracts people to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like, this ain't a bashing black women. I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm totally against, bashing black women, but and I'm just as much as against, bashing black men. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how we gonna get together if we gonna be bashing each other? You know what I'm saying? Like how we gonna get this shit, together to fight against our, the people who are really trying to wipe us out if we can't stop, bashing each other. We need to be bashing them. But before we can bash them, we gotta stop bashing each other and get together and quit playing. Cause these motherfuckers ain't playing with us. If not, if you ain't seen these past like 4 years while a black president, well, I don't consider mixed people black, but that's a whole nother story. But while a seemingly black president was in office, we was taking the most L's out here in these streets as black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do not realize that these white mofos ain't playing with you, ain't playing with us, and that it's best that we get our shit together and focus on who the motherfuckers who really need the bashing, and that's our enemies.
Black man, black woman, we done hurt each other. We done dogged each other. We done robbed each other. We done lied to each other. We done stole from each other. We done misled each other. We done it to each other. But this is life. How you gonna enjoy it, black man and black woman, if you steady walking around hurt from old situations that shouldn't even matter no more? It's okay to talk about what you've been through, but you just, black man and black woman, y'all can't let that shit have y'all paranoid. You get to saying things, you get to thinking things, and you putting that frustration out on that new person, and you black men and black women, you're so paranoid about your hurt that you find yourself saying things that is not what you think, and you end up making yourself look stupid. Black man, black woman, some of us black men didn't hurt y'all black women. Some of us black men then treated you women to a whole nother height. Black women, some of y'all then did us black men wrong. And there's some black women who done loved us black men. You can't even describe it. Black man, black woman is two different sides of us. It's good and it's bad. Move on. Get that black man, get that black woman. Move on from that old shit. Stop walking around with a Pee Wee Herman doll stuck up your ass. This is life. And you ain't gotta live it with hurt. Leave that shit at the door. Black man, black woman, let's go.
Real shit, bro. That's real. And this is why I always say we have to heal before we build. This is the number one thing, man. And based on everything y'all just said, I got one more question for the ladies. As pro-black women, are y'all seeking, based on everything y'all understand about the system and everything that's going on right now, are y'all looking for success, or are y'all looking for freedom? What's more important, being successful in life or being free, and why? Either one of y'all can answer when y'all ready. The question again.
Well,
Okay.
I think freedom will come first because in order to be free, when you say freedom, we all don't have that. We tied to the job. We got to report to the job. We got to be on time to the job. We got to miss family events for the job. So the job is a slave ship itself. So you want the freedom. When you get that freedom, then you can obtain your success. That's my thoughts on that. So
So
you
you
get what I'm saying?
so you think you think freedom is more important than success.
Yeah, because I'm just telling you, when you factor in the success, really, what is success? Like even the football players don't have no freedom. Okay? They just did a march for Colin Kaepernick because he can't get on the team because of what a white coach say he could fucking do, kneel, still, whatever, stand, whatever. So he don't have the right to do what the fuck he want to do. He's a paid, a paid slave. So all of us are paid slaves at these corporations and things. So I say the freedom come first, then you build your success. You can't have shit without the freedom.
That's big. That's big because I'm definitely in alignment with that because I believe that's what ties us down in the relationship. You know, like like y'all was saying earlier, money shouldn't define your relationship. You shouldn't be in a relationship because of, financial or material things. But a lot of us are spiritually bound to material things. So most of us are programmed on a success basis. So everything in life is based on achieving things so we can look successful to other people. Because I believe success is based off of what somebody else think you've accumulated. Because you can be successful to people in the hood, but that's all you successful to. People on a higher level of success or who have achieved a higher level of success may look at you as a peon. So I'm definitely in alignment with the freedom part.
Exactly. Because sometimes sometimes the money is a necessity. It's something we need to pay our bills, strive, be alive, get around, do what we have to do, provide for our children. And basically, all of us, people, I hear even like if you look at most of the pro-black channels, they want money. It's not free. YouTube is free, but they want money for their content. They want Patreon account for the content. They want GoFundMe. They want PayPal for the content. To each his own. You know what I mean? But before this shit was all created, people were talking from the heart. Now people are talking, basically regurgitating shit off Fox News,
Yes, indeed. Yep.
regurgitating shit off Wikipedia, and it's not really a build. It's not really a big thing. Something happens in the news. Okay, we get it from the news. Then we go and we commentate on it. But what the fuck do we do about it? We don't do shit about it.
Exactly.
We don't link up.
Yep.
We don't like each other enough. Like it's all bullshit to me. It's all smoke and dust because it's all fuckery. And I know people hate when I say it, but it's facts. It's like a lot of them, and I'm not trying to say all because I don't know what all are doing, but a lot of them just get up here and just wait for the 20-second to clash in the fucking Google check. But they talking about white supremacy this and white supremacy that because it sounds good and looks good. But I've seen plenty of YouTubers saying, "Oh, YouTube stopped my advertisements. I'm gonna shut
Mhm.
my channel down.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do this and that until my Patreon account is built up." So I figured it all the fuck out, and I was
Mhm.
just like, you know what? This shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I never see none of these Negroes, and I hate to say the word Negroes, but I could say that because they like to say, because I got a West Indian mother and a fucking black, I have a black American father, and I seen him go through the same shit black men go through. Go with this, you know. You sitting here saying how you're gonna shut your channel down and all that, but I never seen you take the camera outside into your community and talk to your fucking
Straight
people.
up. Straight up.
So what? What's you too good to talk to your own fucking people? If you don't want to show yourself, you could do like Brother Rich on 363.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
He
Yep.
hits these streets. He goes outside. He talks to people. He wants to know what the people are thinking. So why the
Mhm.
fuck can't all of y'all do the same thing? But y'all can set
Straight
up a
up.
super chat.
Mhm.
You could beg for a GoFundMe. You could do a giveaway. You could do a fucking ticket raffle so somebody can hear you talk or lecture. But you can't do something for a petition to change policy. Like I talked to Conscious the other day about the Amber Alert. Amber Alert was based upon a white woman's daughter missing. She got a policy change that
So it
is now
does.
in effect. So
And
Amber Alert
and
goes
it's in
off,
her daughter's
and when
name.
any child's fucking missing. So why can't we as black people get some fucking policies changed? And we all work
Straight up.
together in our communities and sign fucking documents and go to our city halls and fight. You ain't gonna get shit. You ain't gonna get shit if you don't do shit.
Straight up.
Just talking don't get you nowhere. These Chinese people got Chinatowns in every city, Koreatowns in every city. Mexicans is building up before black people because it's just like this. If you don't fight for your policy and say, black, we need this, we're black and we need this. No other fuckery. No, I'm not Latino, none of that shit. Say, I'm black and our people need this, our children need this, the policy changes need to be this, and stick together on it. No sideways, no crooked lines. And talking ain't gonna get you shit. It's just a rewind the video, pause the video, replay the video. It's fuckery. So until people start wanting to do something, there will be nothing.
Real shit. Go ahead, sis.
I mean, it's kind of hard to come behind that. But yeah, like, it just everything that she said, it's just it's the truth. There's so many people who claim they was in it for their people when they first got on YouTube. Now they ain't saying shit for their people because they ain't getting paid. You know, um, it's a lot of people who are making videos, and before they get to the actual reason why you watching this shit in the first place, they say, "Hey, before I get to the story, why don't you sign up for my Patreon and all that other bullshit?" You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like this ain't the time to sit up here and be making money off your people when we have so many things that's going on against us. Um, you know, and, we have to put that we have to really put that aside. What are you doing, for your community with that money? While you sitting up here, you got a super chat, you got a Patreon, you got a GoFundMe and all that shit. What are you doing for your people? It just, school just started. Are you going to buy, school bags and, school supplies, for children who can't afford it?
With the
Are you
super
going to
chat
go,
money, with the PayPal money.
yeah, like, are you going, and buying, school uniforms, just all kind of shit. It's like, you really start to see, what I'm saying, where the motivation lies, when white motherfuckers start to cut off the money stream. You know what I'm saying? YouTube starting to flex on, on these, YouTubers, these black YouTubers. And now you
Another
starting to
thing
see,
too, before you
oh, go
continue
ahead, go ahead,
finish.
go
No,
ahead.
another thing, I don't like to touch on these big YouTubers and thing, but we all pick up. We saw something with someone getting punched in the face at an event, and right now we got the alt right out. We got people out yesterday
Mm-hmm.
trying to run people the fuck over that was black, and this was right, And my whole thing is this: why not go punch your alt right in the fucking face?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna punch somebody in the face based upon their lingo when you're not gonna do that to someone else outside the community, although that person is what you would call an antagonizer, and they are the way they are. And then I see some pro-black hoteps or whatever they would like to be preferably called, going to the interview to talk to him, but jilly jolly, all his teeth.
Just as
So
happy,
could you be so upset, or is
teeth,
this just a
teeth and
gimmick?
tits,
And
you
then
know.
people were doing plugs on their whatever their whatever their platform was. It was plugs, and yeah, I'm here to promote myself and my stuff that I'm doing. And what I'm picking up on here is selfishness. I'm not picking up on community. I don't care what you call yourself, house of consciousness. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but basically what's going on is selfishness, greed, and attention
Mm-hmm.
whoring. And
Yep.
at that point is when you stop and you get to the point where you stop believing in it. You don't want nothing to do with it. You stop wanting to unite. You start wanting to individualize because you
Yep.
feel like you can't build with somebody who don't want to build, or someone who has, oh, an attitude about your opinion, or they don't want to see what the light. The light is this. Some people are needed to be removed from the fucking community. Some people are a
Mm-hmm.
problem within the fucking community. Some people are crabs trying to pull you down. Some people don't want shit. Some people are gimmicks. Some people are fake. And how you deal with them don't have to be the way everybody wants you to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
The way black people deal with people is how they is their people. Y'all, if it's your community and it's your people, y'all have the right to deal with them. There shouldn't be no, oh, this person should get cut some slack because they did this in
Yeah,
1964.
yeah, yeah, straight
It's
up.
fucking 2017. We're in a whole nother world right now. When I say a whole nother world, we're in a digital world where everything is digital, everything is computer, everything is fast. Things change every day, every moment. And we're not in the past no more. Marching and protesting and all that shit don't get you nothing but some
Straight up.
fucking calluses on your toes. What I'm saying here is now, just like the Italians got into the government and the Irish got into the law enforcement, that's what the fuck we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if black women want their man to be leaders, then you have to also be behind them and supporting them and not trying to shut them up when they speaking up on policies and issues for their children, or your cousins, your little sisters, your little brothers. Because even if you're in your 30s, you better think about those that's younger than you.
Straight up.
They matter, because right now they're talking about getting rid of affirmative action, which black people didn't benefit from. Mostly immigrants,
And white women.
Chinese,
White women.
white women definitely benefited when they was the fucking wife of the slave owner, bathed their children and breastfed their children. And if I walk around New York, I still see black women, West Indian, African, pushing their carriages. So slavery's not over, it's just restructured.
Straight up.
That's what people failing to understand. If you do not unite with your man or your brother, then you ain't gonna get nowhere.
Um, I don't know if DS1 was, trying to end it, but I really want to, say this real quick, if if I may. Um, I've been on YouTube since 2009. I didn't start making. I'm not a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for a GoFundMe, Power Chat, or a motherfucking Patreon, or donation, or nothing like that. I don't need that shit. Because I got a good black man, who supports and takes care of me. Um, so I don't need to show my chest, my cleavage or anything, to get heard. I can just come on here and talk to y'all. Um, but I just want to say, this is to hone it back, to the, back to the topic. It's like there's a lot of fake pro black women among us. Now we don't, we can sit up here, and talk about, pro black men, fake pro black men, but that's for another show. This show is was pretty much, to hone in on the fake pro black women. And the last 8 months, of me being on YouTube, I encountered a whole slew of fake ass, hating, lonely, cursed cunt having, wicked, black hearted, fake pro black bitches. I'm gonna call them bitches. You know what I'm saying? On this sector. I'm not gonna say no names. You know, I don't mind saying names, but I'm not. Um, and by far, those women have done more dirt, more hurt towards me and other women than a Tommy sodomizer, than the alt right, than racism, white supremacy itself. Those women were exactly like, in everything that these, so-called antagonizers talk about. They were telling the truth when they were describing these women. So, I have to, put this out there and say that there's a lot of fake ass pro black women on YouTube, and they're not to be trusted. They masquerade as pro-black women who love black men, but they don't. They actually wish that they could take their spots. They actually wish that they could make the money bashing black men that some of these black men make bashing black women. They wish that they can, turn that dildo, that strap on, into a real dick. They wish that they could fucking, rule men and tell men what the fuck to do. And they wish that they were in the spot and had the following and the platform that most of these, black men that they despise have. And they don't exude sisterhood. They don't care about their fellow sister, especially young fellow sisters. They don't give a fuck about. Now, to say that these women have did more damage in my eyes to me, and to other black women that I know than any white supremacist, system, any, black male, black female male, basher like a Tommy Sotomayor. They done did more shit to me than they have, than white supremacy and, Tommy combined. And that has to be called out as well. So beware of these fake ass so-called pro-black bitches who go around saying, I love you, brother. I support you, brother. But as soon as they see one of y'all fighting each other, they exploit it and they do a 7-hour hangout on it and about it. Soon as they see, someone get, punched in the face, they do a 7-hour hangout on it and talk about how much they, how happy they are. They do videos on it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking the time to do a 7-hour hangout on how that was wrong and how there was a better way to do it, to go about, having a difference of opinion from that guy, so that really needed to be brought to the forefront, that they got a lot of fake ass pro-black, so-called pro-black women out there that need to be exposed and need to be shunned and paid dust. So that's about all of that.
And they act funny. You know what I'm saying? They say they love their brother or the black man, but yet they act funny and different stuff like that. And you can tell that they say they love the black man, but you could just look at them and tell from the way they talk that they really feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying about black men. But at the same time, they'll act funny towards you, but you know they want you to support them, and say if they got a GoFundMe or they taking donations, they feel some type of way about black men and act funny towards certain ones. But at the same time, if that black man that they acting funny towards, when they see him in passing or whatever, if they donated to they, you know if they donated to him, they wouldn't send that money back.
Straight up.
So basically, you feel some type of way about the black man. You really don't fuck with him, but you'll take his donations though.
Agreed. And there's definitely a problem when you're saying you have your platform based on pro-black love, pro-black children, pro-black this, pro-black that. It become confusing when you allow somebody who basically, I won't say names, stay sleeping with a white woman every fucking night, and they get to come on a panel and say all
Straight
this
up.
shit and stir up. Every time there's a situation, they stir the pot with black women, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
looks at that.
Straight
And they
up.
go back to their sleep in bed with their white beast, and you will condone that. You all are condoning that, and yet you want other people to shut the fuck up. See, that's the
Mm-hmm.
problem. Is shut the fuck up. We don't want you to call out the real shit. Shut the fuck up. You're a troublemaker. Why you minding our business? Why you
Mm-hmm.
worried about what we do on our platform? So you don't want to be pro-black. Be corrected, because now
Straight
correction.
up.
If someone needs to check me, they could check me. If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. I can own mine, you know. But that's the problem I think I'm seeing with black women. Shit. And if you don't want to be told shit, that means you don't want to be better.
Straight up.
Because if you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? And
And if you don't want to be
it's
told
just
shit, then that means you shouldn't tell people shit about what the fuck they do. If you're not gonna correct what happens on your platform, then you can't sit up there and do a 7 hour hangout about what the fuck happens on another man's platform. Straight up.
that I agree upon. See, that's a lot of that going on. How people critiquing other people, but they think they beyond critique.
Straight up.
But if it's like people like you, me, boss, DS1 say something, it's oh God, why don't they shut the fuck up? I'm tired
Hmm.
of these coons or whatever they corporates or agents and all this shit.
Hmm.
Agents are people that seek you out, go to your fucking house and put you on the floor and get your whole family tied the fuck up. That's an agent. Confusing it with critiquing and criticism is a whole nother ballpark, and that's
Exactly.
a lot of things. Definitions, words are being misused within the community, and it's just so that way they can hide what the fuck they doing and get away with it. I know hangouts, you can come on hangouts and have a good time. I'm not the police, but I'm saying if you want to have a time where you're trying to build and you want to do something with your people, why y'all not setting up events for children and policy change? I don't see anything. I've
Exactly.
watched this for 3 years of my life and longer than that, and I see no change, no nothing, no resorts, no effort, no problem solving, just phone calls, ha 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 ha,
Yeah,
and
and they
you
can point
know,
at black men. They can point at black men for what they not doing, or what they feel that black men aren't doing, but they ain't doing shit them damn selves.
but in the old days, people like my grandmothers, they used to cook food for people who didn't, children who couldn't, moms who couldn't
Straight
feed
up.
their children. They
Yep.
would make a whole bunch of food and bring it over to the children who couldn't eat. I don't see that no more.
Nope.
Everything has definitely changed amongst the women. Her part, has definitely become selfish to where, oh,
Hmm.
I'm not going out my way for that bitch and her children. I'm not doing this and that. I got my own house
Or
to
it didn't
feed.
happen to my child, so I don't care.
Yeah. So a lot of that is just, a lot of gossip, a lot of fucking
A
hearsay instead
lot of
of
gossip.
a woman taking a phone call from another woman to see what the fuck is going on. She rather take hearsay and indulge in fuckery. So basically, if they can't get along with the sisters, brothers, I'm sorry to tell you this, you can forget it
Hmm.
right now. 'Cause there's a lot
And you
going on. You can
and
forget it.
you can really forget it too, brothers. You know, when you have some of these fake, pro black women who want to make a 7 hour hangout in glee of a black man get punched, but as soon as they hear Grey Goose Poppy get hit upside the head, but he injured, got an injury on his neck, though I don't know how that happens. That defies the odds, but okay. But they want to come out and support him though. They want to make videos in support of him though. See, you got to watch that shit. Because, I hear a lot of these fake pro black, women who talk shit about colorist black men and how colorist black men are, how colorist some of these pro black men are, but they're colorist their damn selves. Because
Yeah,
they
and
rather
I,
cape for
oh
fucking,
God.
I'm,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying, they rather cape for fucking Grey Goose Poppy, but they ain't gonna sit up there and come out in support of their own black men.
That's very big. I'm happy you brought that up, conscious observer, because that's huge. That's very huge. When I see nothing but this person could curse out a person that has been on YouTube that's an elderly lady, and she could tuck her tail between her legs and get ready to delete her fucking channel
And
and sit
apologize to
there
the
and say
dude.
sorry, sorry, sorry. But if I was, or not just me, but if let's say some another black man said he was attacked, let's say boss said he was attacked, will he get the same motherfucking love that they gave this man? Would they all be
Hell no.
concerned about him? Or if he decided to say or check another woman like he decided to check women like he does check women, oh, he'll be called all fucking types of shit.
Oh, you
But
better
this
know it.
dude is able to tell women about their motherfucking religion, about their Bible, about everything. But
Mm-hmm.
according to New York, or if you come to New York or Chicago, walk down a Puerto Rican block and try to pick up one of their bitches and see what happens.
Straight up.
Or go to jail and talk to the dudes in jail and tell them how it goes with Puerto Ricans and how they feel about blacks. Even if they have even though they have black in them, they're not trying to claim that. And on their job application is very important. Economics. You think you're gonna get a job over Grey Goose Poppy? No, black man. He will get the job before you, and he knows that. And black woman, that's where you're sacrificing your black man at because someone is
Straight up.
telling you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're beautiful, you're this. You know, black men tell you that, but black men gonna tell you how to correct yourself as well.
Straight up.
And they're not gonna tell you some bullshit because they want to sell you a t-shirt or
Mm-hmm.
fake ass fucking love Sarah Nation, or take their shirt off and let their hair down so you get your panties wet. I'm
Straight up.
sorry, that's not what this is about. But there's a lot of confusion, delusion, and illusion going on.
Mm-hmm.
So this right here, this
Facts.
conversation is just real. You know, you gotta look at the results, you gotta look at the facts, you gotta look at what's going on because it's
Straight
not
up.
going on YouTube, it's going on in real life. How infiltrators could come around and they could say, okay, I'm black, and they could represent now just for the fuck of it because they see his money now and it's pro black shit. Ain't no money in being pro Puerto Rican.
Yeah, ain't no money
I'm
in
just
that,
being real.
you know,
You know what I'm
and
saying? And you're not gonna call out. What I looked at is you're not gonna call out the the Puerto Rican racist remarks from Selena. Not she's not Puerto Mexican. You're not gonna call out your own people, but you're gonna call out other motherfuckers. So it's really, 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 really tedious. But you gotta look at all the detail in the situation. But black women won't look at the detail. That if I want to
it's this
know,
pro this
I
fake pro
I
black
wanted to
love,
ask
caping
the
for
chat.
you know.
Yeah, before I go, I want to ask the chat and black men, how would black women feel if a Puerto Rican woman got up on a panel and she said, "Okay, I got a Jamaican parent, but she looking more Puerto Rican than ever with straight long hair and shit, breast up in the fucking air," and she's saying, "Hey, black men, I am your queen and you are my king, and I'm here to tell you about black love, and we're gonna make sure black love work and start selling T-shirts and tell you all type of things about how to love works. She's now a love coach." Do you think
Yeah.
black women be here for that?
Hell no. Hell no. So
They'll rip your fucking head off if they see you over there talking about, yeah, she's the black queen, she got a Jamaican father, and
she's
they
still
will tell
black.
you,
You know what I'm saying?
they would definitely fucking eat your ass alive if you started going to her channel talking about she is the one and all that, holding her up ahead of everybody else. So black women, you don't look at the hurt you doing, but you're talking about black men like Tyrese Gibson and all that, what they're doing in the industry and how they're holding up these other women.
But you holding
But
up
you're
Grey
not
Goose
looking at what
Poppy
you're
though.
doing right here. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Real shit. Real shit, ladies. I mean, I totally agree, And I think, you know, this bullshit, conscious community, quote unquote community, I don't think it's a community, but people are not really that conscious like they say they are, because
Mm-hmm.
if if these pro black women were really conscious, they will understand that it's as above, so below, as within, so without. So
Mm-hmm.
if we're caught up in our egos and being selfish and worried about ourselves, then why the fuck are we crying about not having a community? If that's how the majority of us are thinking on a selfish level, on an individual level, then that's why black people are not together.
Mm-hmm.
1 + 1 is 2. As above, so below. As a man thinketh, so he is. So if we all thinking on that selfish level of I need to just get what I get and fuck if you don't get it, then we should understand why a community doesn't exist. Because the community doesn't exist within us. You know, like the Bible say, the church is within you.
Mm-hmm.
When you go and pray, that's just a building. The church is within you. So if unity is not within us, if community and the things that build a community and keep a community going is not within us, that's why we don't see it on the outside. Everything we see on the outside that's going on with black people is going on within.
Mm-hmm.
All the things we see on the outside is a result of what's going on the inside. Conscious motherfuckers, conscious community. It's not a fucking community because all of y'all are
Nah.
egomaniacs.
And beyond reproach.
Exactly. Because I'm such and such and I had 17 debates, you can't tell me nothing. It's just a bunch of bullshit. So if y'all want to know why the community doesn't exist, because the people who claim they want a community don't operate on community terms.
You're right.
We don't live on community principles like accountability. Half these niggas won't even say they scammed your ass,
Mm-hmm.
but then say, hey brother, hey sister. They bring a motherfucker back to the community. He still won't say he scammed everybody. That shows you right there. He don't give a fuck about nobody but himself.
Not only that, yes, when it's too much aiding and abetting on both sides, fake pro black, women and fake pro black men, who say they
Exactly.
about community, want, community, but yet they're not willing to protect the community and do all that it takes to keep the community together and protect it. Because it's like,
Exactly.
these fake black females and males, they allow the African Bambatas to rape the community, to rape young men. You know what I'm saying? They failed them. They allow you know uh people to come in and scam. Like, I mean, these pro black female fake pro black females aren't no better, because they're done. They allow black women who masquerade as pro black to come in and you know um scam their fellow sisters as well,
Mm-hmm.
and do all kind of wicked other shit to their sisters, and they don't call the bitch out. They don't put the bitch out in the cold where she belongs. They don't, you know, um, do a 7 hour hangout on her and talk about all the fuck the bad shit she did and she still is doing. But yet they protect her. They aid and abet her by giving her a platform to speak and spread her filth, continue to scam people. And so you can't point out people, you can't point out fake black men for taking money from, for a documentary and living lavish off of it, if you can't sit up there and point out uh, fellow fake pro black sisters who have scammed, women in your circle, so, I'm saying that, these fake pro black women, they really, really, really need to check them motherfucking selves. They really do, and they're not to be trusted.
That's true. And a lot of, what you're saying is real true because a lot of the fake pro black, the fake pro black women support the scammers.
Straight
They
up.
promoted them. They promote their endeavors. They support them. They give them money in their super chats, Patreons, and everything.
And
So
they help set up other black men. They help set
right,
up other black men, for those fake black men. They they, you know what I'm saying? It's real bad. It's like, I'm not gonna sit up there and you know point the finger at just these fake scammers that's within our community, and say that it's the sole purpose and responsibility of our men to get them out, when these women, these fake pro black women, are aiding and abetting these men and allowing them to continue to rob and take advantage of the community. A lot of these fake pro black women are lacking that nurturing that naturally comes with the black woman. A lot of them out here are just worrying about, them and theirs. And sometimes, for the most part, they ain't even worrying about their children. So, it's just that needs to be brought, to the forefront as well. That needs to be exposed as well. These fake black pro black women, allow a lot of shit to go on that shouldn't, and they end up supporting and rallying behind the snakes and the fakes and the scammers instead of supporting a good black men such as this platform and such as you two, good men on this, on this live stream. So
Facts, facts. So, and I appreciate that, I definitely do. And I'm gonna get ready to close this show out. It's getting late, I know, tomorrow's Monday. It's a new work week, so I'm gonna definitely close the show out. Shout to everybody in the chat. Um, boss, you wanna say anything, bro, before I close out?
I mean, what's up to everybody watching? What's up to everybody came through? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we just gotta let go the unnecessary and get a part of the necessary. You know what I'm saying? As black men and black women, You know, a couple days ago I used the theory, I could take a million black women that's been hurt, and I could take a million black men that's been hurt, and put them in the same building, and you will have 2 million people crying. But in that 2 million that's crying about they hurt towards one another, it's about who's going to stop crying and wipe their tears first. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say.
peace, DS1. Thank you so much for inviting me. Peace, boss. It was a pleasure. Building with you. And I actually like the topic, and I feel like there needs to be a part two to this. There needs to be a part two to it, because I feel like this isn't done enough. The attention that's, you know, uh, that's put on, these fake pro-black females. They really need to be exposed. So, thank you, for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. I want to thank everybody that came on the panel. I want to thank the sister Sonia and Conscious. I'm gonna call. I call them the conscious community murder mommies. They be killing y'all. They be killing y'all with the intelligence. So definitely shout out to my brother Boss, Ohio champ. Shout out to Ohio all day, every day. And I just want to say in closing, man, pro black women, just know y'all under the microscope, just like us pro black men. So just like y'all like to run around and critique, y'all are being critiqued also. So watch the things y'all say. Watch these chats y'all be a part of. Watch y'all behavior, because y'all under the microscope too. And understand why. Because you chose to be in favor for your people. You chose to stand on the front line. So when you're on the front line, you're gonna be critiqued. So don't start crying when somebody calls your number. Just be prepared for the critique, because a lot of y'all like to critique us black men, but y'all don't like to be critiqued. And this is the problem, because this is what fucks up the relationship. And once the relationship is fucked up, all bets are off. So what y'all need to learn how to do is learn how to get out your own way. That's what y'all have to learn how to do. Get out your own way, so y'all can make room for some positivity in y'all life. So y'all don't have to chase money. Y'all don't have to chase success. Y'all could be moving towards freedom. If you're gonna chase anything in life, let's chase freedom. And freedom starts with freedom of thought. Being able to think freely. Not thinking under, some fearful construct. Let's become freedom fighters. That's what our people were. Our ancestors didn't give us money. Like my brother said when we were talking earlier, our ancestors didn't give us money. They gave us information. And that information was to free us. Knowledge is supposed to free us. The truth is supposed to free us. It's not supposed to keep us binded. And that's binded with anything. A lot of us pro-blacks, we are more stuck in the system than we're trying to get out of it. The system being fucked up, but we finding ways to try to, nigger rig it so we can be the beneficiary. So either we want to do away with the system, or do we just want the system to be in our favor? Do we want white supremacy to not exist? Or do we just want it not to affect us? And this is why I asked, do we want success or freedom? I think we need to be moving towards freedom. Because with freedom, we can free ourselves first, mentally, emotionally, which is spiritually. We need that. This is why I say we must heal before we build. We won't be able to build shit. Community that y'all think y'all are part of. The community will never be built until we heal. Until we get over these things. Until we get over our egos and our love for money. And our lust for European designer clothes. You see? And our lust to run around and be in strip clubs, black men. We'll never be able to get to what we always talking about on these streams if we don't heal. Like my brother said, get those sour apples out our backpack, man. You only live once. Let's live. And the only way you can live is by being happy. Because if you're not happy, you're not living. You're just existing. So shout out to everybody. Definitely gonna do a part 2 to this. I would definitely love to add more sisters to this. And shout out to y'all again. Good looking on staying up with your brother. We had a full house all night tonight. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody on the panel again. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good day at work tomorrow, everybody. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. You have just been tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Sheep stay sleep, wise ones awoke. Peace out, y'all.